Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the rooms. And alright, let's play some Need for Speed Heat, and oh my god, finally it has happened. I know that I don't post a whole lot of content on Need for Speed, but that might be changing in the near future. Because, you know, I've been waiting for information on the new Need for Speed game for quite a while now. There were a lot of rumors, but not a lot of specifics. And then as of the past month or so, there's been even more rumors, and the game is gonna come out this year, and some sort of confirmations and whatnot. Not confirmation, but you know, really heavy suspicions, and through some documents of the quarterly something of EA, they figured out that yeah, the game was the new game that we now know it's called Need for Speed Unbound is gonna be coming out later this year. Now, I was still very skeptic about it because, in my opinion, it was very strange that they were taking so long to announce anything about the game, anything at all. Like radio silence for all this time. All we got were leaks on the gameplay with some development footage from a couple years ago and whatnot. So I wasn't meant to go over here. I was, Jesus Christ, a bit nervous about it because I'm like, yeah, I mean, if they haven't shown anything, that makes me worried that maybe they don't have anything to show at the moment. And ignore my terrible driving, it's normal. But I'm glad that I'm wrong. I've never been more glad to be wrong about stuff. It seems that the game is in a really fantastic state, and you know, they were just basically playing their cards very close to their chest, and man, I'm really happy to see again that I was wrong, because obviously by now everybody has seen it, so it's not like I'm breaking any news over here, but still I wanted to talk about it. The new Jesus, get out of the way. The new trailer just dropped. Well, the reveal of the game really just dropped, and man, I am so goddamn excited about it. Now, I will show it over here, but I shall warn you that I'm gonna play without music because I'm pretty sure that it's copyrighted music, and you know how it goes when you play copyrighted music in YouTube. So we're gonna listen to it in silence. Well, we still have my copyright-free music on the background. But yeah, let's have a look at the thing because man, oh man. So right out of the gate, there were a lot of leaks about it being anime style. It's not anime style. Look at that smoke. It's more like a cel-shaded style, but for characters and effects, while the world and the cars seem to still be hyper-realistic. That's a very interesting contrast. Look at that. And by the way, he has also that guy. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know anything about him, but I know that he's an artist, and apparently he's gonna have some of his music. That car that was shown was actually his car. Customization right there. As usual, in a Need for Speed, that's what you would expect, customization of the cars. But look at the smoke effects and all of that. It might look a bit weird at first, like those little wings, all of that stuff. It does look a bit weird, but you know, I think it's just a matter of us playing for it for a couple hours and we'll be perfectly fine with the visual effects. I'm not saying that I dislike them. In fact, I think it's really cool that they're going for interesting, an interesting visual style. I'll talk more about that in a second, but yeah, come on, look at that. It looks really interesting. Again, it's a strange combination. Some cartoony effects with realistic world and cars. Characters also seem to be sort of cel-shaded or whatever. But come on, it's a Need for Speed. What do you? There's nothing that. How can I say this? Oh, by the way, coming December 2 of 2022. How about that? Man, it's literally 2 months away. That is what I find absolutely unbelievable and incredible. All right, one thing at a time. The visuals, I really think it's a very interesting thing and a good thing that Need for Speed is going for something like that. I know that there's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to be disappointed because, you know, there's something to be said about a game like this, the Need for Speed Heat, that tries to look very realistic and all of that, very consistent. I think that's the main thing, being consistent in its look, and Need for Speed Heat is not consistent. There's a mismatch of the realistic graphics with the cartoony effect, but that's what I said that in my opinion is actually a good thing, because it gives the game a very unique personality that nowadays a lot of racing games are all about looking hyper realistic, and you know, it's a what would you say? It's a honorable pursuit to try to make the games look hyper realistic and all of that. But at the same time, that starts to make them blend a little bit with one another. You know, like, oh, this game looks hyper realistic. Oh, this game looks to look even more realistic. Oh, the next one is even more realistic. You know, so there's no special flair that they're going for, and Need for Speed Unbound definitely is going for its own style. It's like, oh, you know what? Screw hyper realism. We're just gonna go balls to the walls and present something that no other game has done, at least not that I can think of. I remember seeing this game. I think it's called Automodelista or something. I think it was like a PlayStation game. I don't remember which console it was. I was interested in looking at it because I learned about it very recently, but it's a console game, so I don't know that I can actually play it or emulate it. But I bring that game up because the entirety of the game is cel-shaded. It's a very cool look that it has. It dropped the whole idea of being realistic at all. It's like, nah, we're going for a very cartoony look. And in my opinion, that's very refreshing, very cool. Now, Need for Speed Unbound is not going 100% into that route of everything being cel-shaded or cartoony. Because like I said, realistic world, realistic cars, but you know, apparently cartoony characters, cartoony effects, over the top visual effects with the cartoony style. So I can see indeed how they're going for something that makes the game stand out, and in my opinion, that's a fantastic thing. It's a very smart move to make this game, well, that game, stand out. And man, I'm so hyped for it. Like I said, I normally don't post a lot of, and don't mind me, I'm just driving over here while I give you my thoughts. I'm not really racing or anything. But like I said, I don't normally post a lot of content on Need for Speed, but that is basically because, you know, this game, Need for Speed Heat, was actually the game in PC that brought me back to racing games. I think the first step for me, after like a hiatus of like 15-20 years of not playing racing games, I think it was mobile racing games that got me back into liking cars and all of that. But as far as in the computer, once I got into those mobile games, I'm like, you know, I want to play a proper racing game in the PC. And this was the game that I chose. I bought it, and I was a bit late because I think I started playing it at late 2019, and by then the development of this game had ended. So, you know, there was no oh, I like this song. You know, I could play what the game was, but there was nothing else for me to look forward. The game was done. So even though I enjoyed this game a lot, but it did leave me a bit hungry for more Need for Speed, and that's why I started playing other Need for Speed, older games and whatnot. But I was really curious to see what a new Need for Speed would feel like, and I'm glad to see that finally this thing is gonna be coming out. Now, I do have to say a couple of things in regard to the whole release and all of that. Again, it's gonna be in about 2 months, right? And that is great because I don't have to wait for too long. And if things go right according to my IRL plans, in 2 months I'm still around here and I'm still gonna be able to make a bunch of videos. So if I'm still very active here on YouTube, by the time that thing releases, you can expect for me to do a lot of videos on that game, straight up gameplay. And but as I said earlier, I was a bit concerned before. You know what? I haven't even tried to drift over here. I don't know. I'm so used to grip racing that I'm not even trying to drift. Anyway, I was a bit concerned, you know, because there was really no information out other than what the leaks had said, and there were no new videos, no new leaks showing what the game looked nowadays. So I was a bit concerned that indeed, you little. Okay, we're okay. I was concerned that the game was simply not in a state to be shown yet. And like I said, I'm glad that I'm wrong about that. But at the same time, it still makes me a little bit nervous. I don't want to be a negative Nancy over here, but it does make me a little bit nervous that they took this long to show anything. Has Need for Speed always been like this, by the way? If you have a history of following Need for Speed, you know more than I do, because like I said, I've been away from the Need for Speed and racing scene for like 20 years. Only recently I started to get back into it. Recently, as in for the past couple of years, thus the creation of this channel. But where I'm going is that I don't know if this is normally what they do when they're announcing games. Do they announce it just a couple months before and then release it? Because I would imagine, or the way that I see it is normally games get announced like, I don't know how many months, like 6 months before in order to build as much hype as possible, and then eventually when it comes out, then be the ultimate hype punch, you know? But the fact that they're announcing it only 2 months before is like, oh, is that really a wise idea? Didn't you just miss on a ton of you know what? Why don't we do a race? Do I have enough? Is this good rank? Oh, I'm highly overranked. Okay, let's find some race to do. Yeah. I'm 348, so I need a relatively high one. 220, 340. Oh, this one seems fine. So leaving aside the hype that they missed, oh well, I guess it kind of goes with it. I worry that they left aside all that hype because the game was indeed not ready to be shown at all, not even to tease about the game. And that does make me a little bit worried that maybe, you know how it works with trailers in many games, that they're what they call vertical slices, aka they just show you what looks good, maybe a lot of custom built stuff just for the trailer, while the game itself, it's and I'm not saying that that's what it is, but just giving you the example that sometimes the game is actually a pile of crap, and the trailer, obviously they make it look really good to attract people. So again, the fact that there was no other footage ever shown before, I guess it means that they were really good at preventing leaks of the information. But again, my negative side says like maybe there were no leaks because there was not a whole lot to show. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. But there is indeed a little bit of a concern that I have, that maybe when the game releases we're gonna be like, wait a second. Did they just fool us all and they made the game look fantastic, but in reality once it releases it's kind of bad? So that's a bit of a concern that I have. Hopefully, like I said, I'm gonna be wrong, but hey, we'll see. Another thing that I think it's worth mentioning is that according to the description that I was reading, the game is, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of multiplayer built into it, which obviously makes sense because this type of games really thrive on multiplayer. But it does make me a little bit worried. Is it going to be one of those always online games? That would be an absolute nightmare for me. Always online, maybe. Is it gonna be a live service? Is it gonna have season passes? And you know, I'm all for some DLC. You know, keep adding cars and I'll pay for them and all of that. But I just hope that it doesn't go into a live service direction. That is my concern, and I don't really have a lot to say that they have hinted that would be the case. I just think it's a valid concern to have given the state of gaming in 2022 or almost 2023, you know, where every game is, not every game, but a lot of games are just aiming to be live services for the sake of trying to be a never-ending stream of revenue for the publisher or whoever the hell actually gets the money for it. So yeah, that is, oh man, I don't know how to drive this car anymore. Sorry for driving terrible. I hadn't driven in this game for a while. I just launched it up because it felt right to play this game while we were talking about the what would be its spiritual sequel. Jesus. Also, I don't think I've driven a lot this Viper. I just pulled it out because it's a Viper and it has a big wing, so it looks cool. But maybe I should have picked a car that I know how to drive a little better. Anyway. What type of... Oh, I think I have the gas drift. That's what's happening. That's why I couldn't drift with brake. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, when I use brake, I cannot drift. So I probably have it as gas. Live tuning. What? No, it says that it's for brake. So then, fuck it. I don't know how to drift then. It just doesn't want to drift. Alright, that's fine. Ah, Jesus. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not going to be a live service. But... you know, that is indeed kind of my fear. But other than that, I'm really happy. I have yet to look at this. I mean, to confirm this is the case, but I already saw some people posting what supposedly is the car list for the game. Because, again, allegedly, they already published what the car list is going to be. And it definitely has a bunch of Lambos, and that makes me happy. Not a lot of super new Lambos. I think the newest that I saw was the SVJ. So that kind of sucks. But hey, again, if they're gonna add DLCs and keep adding cars and they add Lambos, you bet your ass I'm gonna be buying that because Lambos. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really, oh Jesus Christ, really curious as to what's gonna happen with the game. really hyped about it. I've been, like I said, I've been keeping quiet on this because I really have not focused a lot on Need for Speed in the channel. But again, I think it's just a side effect of me starting to fall. Okay, let me try that again. It's a side effect of me falling back in love with racing games with this game when now I still did not have this channel. So I played this game a lot. I had my fun with it. I basically finished it, or where I thought I had finished it. And then I moved on to other things like Forza Horizon. Then I moved to whatever else. And oh, Jesus, no, I missed the checkpoint. No. So, okay, I'm gonna have to use all of my nitro. I mean, I'm already in what's it called? In podium, but I want to see if I can get at least maybe a second place. I kind of have given up on the first place, but man. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, perfect. Come on, can we make it? It's hero time. Hero moves time. Yeah, baby! Come on, don't fuck it up, DBT. Oh, Jesus. Come on. I got no nitro. Well, yeah, we should be okay. That guy cannot catch up to me in time. I don't think so. Beautiful. See? I'm an amazing player, definitely. So yeah, I moved into other games, and that's why I never really came back to this game. And I did say at some point that I was thinking of maybe doing, like, starting this game again from scratch and make a series of videos about it. At this point, I think it's, well, I don't know. You're gonna have to let me know if you're interested in watching that. But honestly, I don't think anybody's too interested on that because, you know, it's a relatively old game, and you know the hype right now lies in the game that is coming, not necessarily in this. So I don't know. But if you are interested in watching some more of this particular game, let me know. Because if you are, then I can do more videos. Why not? But if not, was that cop just brushing against the other that truck? Oh, it's an ambulance, right? Are you okay over there, buddy? I feel like that cop was doing stuff to you that you did not consent to. But anyway, so yeah, but I definitely, as soon as the game comes out, I'm gonna make some streams about it, and I'm gonna make some videos about it. You know how it is. I make this type of videos where it's basically unedited shit, just for the sake of having some fun. Wait a second, there's a way to change car without... Oh yeah, there it is. So, this button? No, I think I entered the race. Didn't mean to enter the race. God damn it, I want to change the car. I've driven enough of a Viper. Don't get me wrong, I like my Viper and all, but... Yeah, I don't want to do the race. Come on, let me out. Let me out! Retry, quit? Yes. Okay. Alright. So, how the hell do I change car? With this one. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster. Now, let's go with... how about my SVJ? I mean... Oh, look at my Countach. Nice. There's something about this game that for some reason makes the Countach look cooler. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not talking about the body kits, but I don't know. There's something about it. Yeah, so you can say I mostly have Lambos because that's basically what I do. That's how I roll. You know what? How about my 4GT with a ginormous wingaroo? Hell yeah. 380. Okay, so I need a higher ranked race. Wait, what was that? 270. Okay, I thought I said 370. 240, 240, 240. 400. Okay, that's a bit too high for me. Oh, that's good. Let's go to that one. No, back. Look at that. So something else that I did want to mention, and I talk about this very often, but I do hope that, hey, the engine that they're using, it's a more optimized one than this one. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it does feel like this game takes too long to load, all things considered. But hey, I can still live with it, you know. It's not that I'm saying it's a deal breaker, but I do hope that the engine sounds for them Lambos are better. I don't know, I just don't like the engine sounds in this game. And I hope that they had the opportunity to re-record or get the sounds from another source. I don't know, something, but just make them Lambo engine sounds a bit better. Because, Jesus, in this game, they definitely sound pretty awful in my opinion. Specifically the V12, oh, for fuck's sakes. The V10s sound alright. The V12s are the one that to me sound very bad, but I guess that could also be considered personal opinion. What do you guys think? I know I ask this oftentimes, but in case anybody else is watching here that doesn't know my channel or they just stumble upon it or whatever, what do you guys think about it? For fuck's sakes, DBT, can you learn how to drive? I mean, I'm testing the durability of my car. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, obviously. What, you think I would drive this bad? There is... Oh, yeah, there is a repair thingy. Because I may need to repair my car. I'm just saying. I have tested the durability successfully. Now it's time to repair it. That's it. It was all a test, people. Don't get it twisted. Alright. So, yeah, I do hope that the engine sounds, at least for them Lambos. And I say specifically for the Lambos, obviously because I'm a big Lambo fanboy, but also because, to be completely honest, I really don't use anything that is in Lambos in this game, so I don't know how good or bad the sounds are for other cars, unfortunately. So there is that. Play solo, yes, thank you. Oh, look at this beauty. If I could if I could put a ginormous diffuser at the back and turn it into the race version of the car, that would be pretty dope. But hey, it's fine. I can live with it as is. So yeah, I'm absolutely hyped with the idea of the new game, with the announcement of the new game. And I don't know, man, what can I say? I was so negative for so long, and I try to keep it to myself because I don't think that I try to not be extremely negative until it's actually deserved or confirmed or whatever. But internally, I was very negative about the whole thing. I'm like, this game is not gonna come out in this year. They haven't announced a single thing. They're just not ready for it. And man, there's still that possibility, all right? I keep saying there's still that possibility, but I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that they really just kept it radio silent because they were getting ready to deliver a massively, insanely well-designed, well-prepared, finished, semi-finished, you know, in the sense, not finished as in no more updates, but finished as in it's not gonna come out and be like, oh, we're sorry that the game barely launches. We should have taken another 5 months to continue, you know, like what happened with... What game was it? Was it... Oh, that other EA game, the first-person shooter that came out half-baked. And that everybody hated, and... Was it Battlefield? I think it was Battlefield, right? That was an absolute disgrace to be called a released game. So I hope we don't end up in a situation like this. But from what I've heard, for this Need for Speed Unbound, a couple of studios got involved or something. So I want to believe that means that they were doing a good job at splitting the load of the things that needed to be done in the development of the game, and that is going to result in a fantastic game. I really hope that is the case. As I said, I'm normally very skeptical, very attentive. Oh, Jesus. Think very negatively about those things, but hey, here's to hoping, all right? Oh, come on. Oh, this fucking thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm sorry that I'm driving like garbage. I promise that when Need for Speed Unbound comes out, I'm going to be playing a whole bunch, so I'm not going to be driving this bad. Right now, I'm just driving this bad because it had been months since I had played this. So it does take a little bit to get adjusted to the way this game handles. I'm too used. I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon, what can I say? So I'm used to how that game drives, and now this definitely feels different. Though I keep saying that as much as I like... I did hit it, right? I think so. As much as I like Forza Horizon, one thing that Need for Speed has that it's undeniable for me is the sense of speed. Oh man, this game, I might be going at 150 kilometers an hour, but it feels like I'm going at 300. And that is something that Forza Horizon unfortunately doesn't have. And as much as I love driving in Forza Horizon because it's a really fun game, that sense of speed, it's just not there. That's the one thing that I don't like about Forza Horizon. So anytime that I jump back into Need for Speed, I'm like, oh, I remember this. This feels awesome. So yeah. And I don't doubt for a second that Need for Speed Unbound is gonna be any different. I'm sure it's also gonna feel amazing. Or well, the sense of speed is gonna feel amazing. I just hope that, I don't know, there's something about the handling in this game that feels slightly too assisted or something, even though I in theory have pretty much all assistance off for the driving itself, well, for the steering and all of that. So that is the one thing that I don't love about this game, but even then it's still quite manageable. So yeah, here's to hoping for Need for Speed Unbound. As more information comes out, I will be making more videos on Need for Speed Unbound, even if I'm just playing this game. So yeah, expect a little bit more content of this thing coming out soon. If you're not here for this type of content, just give it a shot. Come on, hang in here with me. We might just find that it's really fun and whatnot, because I really want to have a look at that car list. I don't know, whatever information is gonna be trickling out from this point onwards, because it's 2 months, people. 2 months before the game comes out, so that's still a whole bunch of opportunity for the game for the team to release information on the game and teasers and all of that. So yeah, probably more stuff coming on Need for Speed Unbound and Need for Speed Heat, because I need to play something while I talk about all of this. But before we go, how about we have a last look again at that thing, at that trailer? Because man, come on, how could I not? How could I not? I just want to look at it again. Look at that. A lot of nighttime racing, which makes sense. Street racing, that's kind of how it goes. But I imagine it's also gonna have a whole bunch of daytime stuff. Still lots of reflection as usual. Is it also gonna be a perpetually damp world like Need for Speed Heat? Maybe. But yeah, look at all those effects. And honestly, again, they might look a little jarring, all those cartoony effects, but I think you just need to play with it for a little bit and eventually they will grow on you. Oh, the customization. I'm so hyped for the customization. Yeah, look at all that. It's just strange, but I'm up for it. I'm all for it. They're not exactly cel-shaded, but I say cel-shaded because that kind of gives the idea of being, it's strangely cartoony-like. But man, very, very interesting in my opinion. And why do we have this boring song? Sorry, not boring. I just don't feel like this is the song that we needed to be playing to for this. But anyway, yeah, I mean, oh, only now the song changes, really? Yeah, I don't know, man. What can I say? I was smiling all the way through when I was seeing this thing, so I'm really happy to see that it is coming. We will get it, and yeah, we just gotta wait for it. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you like this stuff, why don't you hit the like button? If you disliked it, then go ahead and dislike the video also. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel because we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers to do a 12-hour stream. Hell yeah! And also check the House of Rooms, which is my Discord server. Link is in the description. We talk about racing games and some car spotting IRL, collecting diecast and whatnot, so you can also drop over there. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Bye-bye.